So a few weeks ago, I was in a pretty bad place. I was neglecting myself, neglecting my mental health. I do have these cycles of getting into this kind of position, putting myself in this position. Um, but I would just like to say the biggest part of this, the biggest reason why people fall back into old ways, fall back into that kind of thing, is because they're going too fast for themselves. They're going too fast. They haven't solidified the basics and the foundations. And when I say that, I'm talking about the basics and foundation habits to like living a better life. How do you expect to have the most productive day possible if you are not caring about, the effects of little things on like your mental health, for example? How do you expect to have an extremely productive day if you start off by laying in bed, clicking the snooze button, going on your phone for 10 minutes? How do you expect yourself to have an incredibly productive day when you're doing that? We all know the dangers of doing that and why it negatively affects your motivation and everything like this. But a lot of people do that kind of thing. They'll be like, oh shit, 30 minutes in bed on my phone, okay? And then rest of the day they'll push themselves really, really hard because they feel bad. I don't think that's the way. I think they should then spend, okay, they've done that, 30 minutes of wasting time or whatever. Instead of going away and working really hard for the rest of the day, they should spend an hour just to gather themselves. They should spend an hour of meditating, of writing, of reading, just to get their minds back in the right place, get the basics done, make their bed, So, that's just one example, but this goes for everything. Like when you're pursuing some sort of fitness goal, you progressively overload, don't you? You don't say, okay, I'm going to do 3 hours in the gym every day for 6 days a week for the next few months to reach my goal. But previously, you've been doing 3 days a week in the gym, 1 hour sessions. It's not healthy for your joints. It's not healthy for, your muscles. They're not going to be ready for that kind of stimulus, are they? We need to progressively overload, not just things like fitness and that kind of thing. It's about your habits as well. It's about, okay, so right now my day looks like, okay, I spend 5 hours on my phone and I'm wasting time and I don't have any good habits. Okay, let's progressively overload. Okay, now I want to take out some of that time I waste on technology, some of that time I just waste throughout the day, and I'm going to change that for reading. That's not gonna really push you to an extreme. It's just gonna make sure that you're starting to develop good habits, and then you can build upwards from that. Okay, now I'm reading. Okay, I've been reading for the past few days. I'm starting to feel good. My head's starting to feel a bit more clearer throughout the day. Okay, what else can I do? Okay, first thing I do when I wake up now is don't look at my phone and I meditate for 10 minutes. Boom, there's another thing. You do that for a few more days and you build up. It's building on the foundations. And then one day, in a couple months' time, you're going to be meditating every day, reading every day. And you're also going to be working towards your goals, your fitness goals, your business or studying goals. Like that just makes so much more sense than saying, oh, I hate my life. I hate my life. I'm going to go, I don't fucking know. I'm going to go run a marathon right now. I fucking hate my life. No, man, you've got to build up. So, that's a point I've been in multiple times, is where I've developed habits I'm not happy with. And then I've all of a sudden said, oh, like this is what I don't agree with, when you get people like Tate saying, like, basically shouting at people, telling them that they're wasting their lives. Like, and yeah, they are. But, how are they supposed to go from A to B so quickly? How are they supposed to wake up and go from playing video games and watching YouTube videos all day to then working on a business for 12 hours a day that they have no idea about. Like, how are you supposed to go from that mental frame to that mental frame, point A to B? It's just so unproductive, man. It's about being more humble. It's a good phrase. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And that's really what I'm implementing right now. I'm building up the habits. I'm building the foundation. I've started reading more. I've started praying. You know, I haven't been journaling as much recently, but, you know, I journaled last night. I'm just building on these little habits. And I'm going to go to the gym today for the first time in a while because I had an injury, and then exams really took over my life. So I'm building up. And I know that in a couple of months' time, I'm going to have so much good momentum with me that it's going to be hard to break them foundations down. It's going to be hard to burn out because I'm just so used to this daily routine. And I've got, you know, my life is just more organised. My habits are more solid. That's my advice, guys, for today. So get the basics right. Slow down and get the basics right. See you in a bit.